urban environment talking about horticulture and prescribed burning at a location that a lot of people probably wouldn't think about. Joining us today is John Krupovage, who is the Natural Resource Manager here at Tinker Air Force Base. And a lot of times when we talk about Tinker, we think airplanes, not natural resources. But John, tell us a little bit about your role and what's going on today.
Well, you know, we're a federal agency and we have land to manage. And we've got to be good stewards of that land, and prescribed fire is one of the ways that we do that.
And today is late February, so we're talking about burning here because this is the time where there's a lot of fuel. Explain kind of the challenges about burning on a base here.
Well, on this particular base, we've got over 700 buildings. We've got 2 main runways. We've got I-40 on one side, I-240 on the other, 30,000 people. You've got a lot of activity going on. So we have to be very aggressive and really relentless with our communications to make sure we've got everybody engaged and everybody involved both on base and off base to make sure they understand, hey, we're burning. This smoke is coming up because we're doing a prescribed burn out here, not something else.
Yeah, so you want to make sure everybody's aware of what's going on. And tell us a little bit about the team that's here helping you.
This team is from the Air Force Wildland Fire Center. They're out of San Antonio. And we've got folks that come in, and these guys are wildland fire experts. That's what they do. And so they come on the base and they basically execute the burn for us. It's basically a team effort. We as biologists on the base set up the prescription and what we want to do to make sure we meet certain objectives, whether it's for fuel reductions, to remove cedars, or whether it's to improve wildlife habitat, whether it's to improve aesthetics, you know, whether it's something to do with the airfield environment, whatever that is, we set those objectives up and then these guys come in and execute.
So John, we're currently burning in kind of a rough area of a golf course here on base, but you've got a lot of land that's in private, public, in housing areas. Tell us a little bit of what you're burning. Right,
so here on the golf course we've got out of play areas. So these were areas that it costs us to maintain these areas. So instead of mowing these routinely, these out of play areas were converted to prairie, or in the process of being converted to a prairie. And fire is going to be the way that we maintain that. Other areas on base, like over in our housing area, we had houses that were demolished. New houses were built in privatized housing. When those houses were demolished, we had this land. What are we going to do with it? It was floodplain area. We've got federal executive orders that require us to manage that in certain ways. And so that's what we did. And what we did was to convert it to prairie. And so it's a floodplain area. It functions by converting it to prairie. It allows us to filter water, gives us better water quality. It gives us the flood storage we need on base to make sure that we don't impact the mission when we have large, heavy rain events. And so that's what we've decided to do with that particular piece of land. It's prairie and we're maintaining it with fire.
So John, overall, the whole base, how many acres do you have that will be burned?
Well, currently this year we're burning 215. Last year we burned 130. So it's ramped up a little bit this year. We may have a total of about 500 that we would burn over the course of the next 5 years. We won't always burn that many every year. We'll eventually get into a rotation where we'll burn maybe a third of it in a year, and then the next year we'll burn another third, and the next year another third, so we'll be on a 3-year rotation. So these prairie areas and these natural areas are scattered across the base. We've got them at different locations. And for us, urban burning is just really, really critical. The fuel load management is really important. To make sure that we're not going to do anything that's going to impact the mission in a negative way, especially if we got cedars down around the runways or that kind of an area. So this helps us to maintain those areas and keep them in a state where we don't have those hazards.
Yeah, and obviously being on an Air Force base, I mean, there's definite priorities about airplane safety and smoke, I would imagine, and that sort of stuff. Can you speak to a little bit about the precautions that are being taken today?
Right, so for example, when we burn on the south end of the airfield, we burn with a north wind, so it carries smoke away from the airfield. Okay. When we burn on the north end of the airfield, we're burning with a south wind carrying the smoke north. So we're trying to keep smoke from getting onto the airfield itself. But we have to deal with the same kind of thing across the base. We've got housing areas. We don't want smoke going into the housing area. We've got our neighbors off base. We don't want smoke going there. So we burn in certain ways to get the smoke to lift and get out of here. We've got to make sure it's under a certain prescription so that we can achieve those goals.
And how's the wind today doing for us?
The wind today has been a real challenge. It was forecasted to be an east wind, southeast wind. We had it buck up to a west wind at one point, and that can be a real problem. And so we've got to be cautious with how we do things, and the wind speeds today were lower than normal. It was at the low end of our prescription, so it was down around 5 miles an hour, 6 miles an hour. When you get there, sometimes the winds can get variable, so the fire may not go the direction you want it to go. So that prescription is critical.
Right.
If it's outside the prescription, we don't burn.
All right, and this has been an ongoing process. This isn't the only day and you'll continue on. How long is the interval for burning?
Right, we burn from January 1 till the end of March. That's our window, and that's because we have certain objectives, certain things we're trying to accomplish. And we've burned, this is our 5th day that we've burned out here, and we are about 75% complete.
All right, well John, thank you so much. And I think a lot of times we don't think about Tinker and the natural resources, but we're glad that you're on top of this. And this is just the beginning of several segments that we're going to come down and talk with you about. We're going to talk about the actual establishment of these prairies, and also a few little horny toad critters that you've got around here.
Looking forward to it.
Excellent. Thank you so much, John.
Thank you, Casey.
Hope you enjoyed this video. It's part of our Oklahoma Gardening YouTube channel. You can also find even more videos on our OK Gardening Classics YouTube channel. And join us on social media for great gardening tips, photos, and discussion.